All right. According to my clock, it's 7:01. I guess they're trying to get kids to stay longer. So, welcome to the board meeting. Tracy was called away and is apologized for not being here, but she has to help some greater good there. So you're stuck with me tonight, but I brought help. So again, welcome, and if you would, please, let's do a pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. With that, I'm going to bring the meeting to order. Too loud? Okay. Communications to the board, review of agenda. Superintendent Freeman, would you?
Yeah, thank you, Chair Shaw. You actually mentioned the changes to the agenda. Chair Adabay is excused tonight, and also our Chief Executive Officer, Carolyn Standish, is also excused tonight. She's going on vacation to Hawaii, so don't feel too bad about her. Other than that, the agenda is set.
Very good. Next on the agenda, student recognition, the ESPY Awards. And Janet will be reading for us. Thank you very much.
You need us. All right. I do want to also celebrate and thank Jan and staff that tonight we actually have t-shirts for the students. So not only will they be getting a gift certificate from Coho, they'll get the award and they also get a t-shirt. So congratulations, everyone. Oh yeah, and your name goes in for a raffle for those of you that haven't known that. No? Oh, just a t-shirt. Oh, okay. All right. Thank you for clarifying that. All right. We're going to start out with the high school and the first one. And so the way this will do, for those that haven't been here, I'll read each student. They've written a little bit of some recognition about each student. I'll read that, and then they'll come up and get their award. So the first one is for 12th grade senior Noah Eichenbusch. So Noah is a talented, brilliant, and kind young man. He always takes the time to say good afternoon when he enters my class and have a nice day when he leaves. Noah is a bright light in any day. And he also does an incredible job about presenting in front of the board. So we appreciate that. Yeah. And I think he runs pretty fast from what I've heard. All right, for 11th grade, Gavin Potter. So Gavin works hard in fire science, leads by example, and is the first to volunteer for any task. On top of that, he has been a consistent member of the Trail Cats his whole high school career and has taken the first steps in joining the Glide Fire Cadet program. Congratulations, Gavin. For 10th grade, Constance Clement. Okay, Constance is not here. I'll say Constance is a sophomore in a class with juniors and seniors. She works hard and is conscientious about doing well. She also has an infectious positivity that brings everyone up around her. So congratulations, Constance. We'll get that to her. For 9th grade, we have Walker Miller. Walker is a hard worker in every sense of the word. He is respectful to everyone around him. He is a leader through his actions. Congratulations, Walker. I read that fast. All right. All right, moving to middle school, 8th grade, Kylie Enos. Okay, I will say Kylie is a natural leader and our altruissimo head of household. She is a member of the leadership class, the cross-country team, and she is one of the most creative minds that I interact with on a daily basis. She has enthusiasm and strength. She is SB material. Congratulations. All right, for 7th grade, another face that we know, Audrey Odell. Audrey is also on top of things. She is a leader and always asking what's next. She is not afraid to jump right into the next task. She comes to a class with a smile, and her attitude is always refreshing. Congratulations, Audrey. All right, shifting to the elementary school. For 6th grade, Betty Strain. Betty is consistent and unflattering in her friendliness and is always, and always welcoming, joyful, generous, and a friend to all that meet her. She challenges herself academically and holds herself to a high standard that consistently shows in her work. While Betty is an exceptional student, she is also kind, patient, and willing to help others. Glide is lucky to have Betty. Congratulations. All right, for 5th grade, Daniel Olson. Daniel is such an enthusiastic student. I love to see his face light up during our math lessons. He is intrinsically motivated and loves to read and learn. So far this year, he has over 45 AR points. I am so proud of Danny. Congratulations, Danny. All right, for 4th grade, Lily Brown. Lily is such a delightful young human. She works hard on her assignments and strives to meet ambitious goals. She respects herself and cares about others. She is friendly, smart, and funny, and she has a truly generous, loving heart. What an amazing person and classmate we have in Lily. Congratulations, Lily. Okay, Jan told me this, and if I get it wrong, it's Carson? Owela, right? Yep. Okay, so I'll say Carson is a kind and positive force in our classroom. Along with being a conscientious high achiever, she takes the time to be friendly to everyone she comes in contact with. Her thoughtfulness and generosity helps set up our classroom culture as a welcoming environment. So congratulations to her. For 2nd grade, it's Charlotte Johnson. Charlotte is a go-getter. She is a natural leader and always has a positive attitude. She challenges herself daily. We are so proud of Charlotte, a true SB recipient. Congratulations, Charlotte. All right, for 1st grade, Nathan Taylor. Yeah, there we go. Nathan is an engaged learner who is excited about school. He works hard, keeps a positive attitude, and is kind to his fellow classmates. Nathan is doing an excellent job in class. Way to go, Nathan. All right, and then we have kindergarten, Niall Dyer. It's okay. I will read. Niall is a very conscientious learner who is eager to show what she knows, but she's also very willing to help others to do the same. She is always on task and is excited to complete whatever task is put before her. Thank you, Niall, for being a shining light in kindergarten. Oh, yeah.
What's that? Okay. Thank you, everybody, for coming with and doing the FC Awards. You see a lot of things out there in today's world, and school board meetings have gone crazy, and this just, I'm in trouble. Yeah, I mean, it just, what a joy. So Glide is great. Continuing on, elementary student reports.
So we had a last minute change in our reporter, and I think at 4:30 I said, Olivia, tag you're it. So Olivia Odell is going to be our reporter tonight, and we're going to give her lots of grace. So I promised I'd stand by her.
Olivia, get nice and close to the mic if you would, please, so we can hear you well. And thank you for standing in.
Our color run was a huge success. We had 160 participants, including students, future Bobcats, parents, and community members. Over $11,000 was pledged, and students are working to collect their pledges. Thank you to the Junior Bobcat Club for hosting this event for our families. Our kindergarten students spun the house wheel and were welcomed into their new houses. This was an exciting day for our youngest Bobcats. On October 4th and 5th, 14 student leaders traveled to the Ron Clark Academy to attend the House System Leadership Academy. Our group will be back next month to present what we learned and hope to bring to our school. Last week, after a lot of coordination and hard work, our Camas area of the nature trail was burned. Mrs. Brown led this event with the support of our Glide High School Fire Science class, Wolf Creek Job Corps, and Cow Creek Tribe of Indians. The area that was burned was blessed, and we are looking forward to a healthy camas harvest in spring. October 9th was a packed half-day. We started the day walking to school together from the top of Bobcat Lane. Shout out to Deputy Bird and Canine Trapper for helping keep us safe. After breakfast, we began our health screening rotation through the gym. This event was made possible through the hard work of our volunteers and the Lions Club. Thank you to all the parents who participated last week at parent-teacher conferences and supported our school library during the book fair. Tomorrow we are going to participate in the Great Crunch Challenge. This challenge was brought to us by the OSU Extension Office to recognize the farm to school connection. Mandy Hatfield sliced Asian pears for our entire student body, and tomorrow during morning announcements, we are all going to crunch into our pears together. October is Bullying Prevention Month. Our student leadership team is going to work with Miss Weber to help bring awareness to our school about bullying and ways to stop it. On Wednesday, October 23rd, we will all wear orange to celebrate our unity as a school as we work hard to show kindness, acceptance, and inclusion to prevent bullying. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I
Ms.
comment?
Beard.
Maybe she should read this versus me. She did a great job.
Was that next Wednesday is orange? Okay, thank you.
There we are. I don't know if the board remembers, but I just wanted to highlight that the Ron Clark Academy was in Atlanta, right? So like, we took elementary kids to Atlanta to learn leadership stuff, and so that's pretty incredible. I don't know that other schools are doing that, but kudos, 14 kids. So thank you to those kids, that's fantastic, and thank you to those adults that went and wrangled 14 kids in Atlanta, elementary kids. Good for you, thank you.
Do we have a high school report?
Oh,
Yep.
we're good. I'm Noah Eichenbusch, and I'm going to be speaking for the high school and the middle school today. In the high school, homecoming week was last week with many fun activities for students. Monday was He-Man volleyball, which I got to play in, which it was a lot of fun. And about 30 students participated by either playing or coaching. Thank you to our high school volleyball coaches, Jordan Short and Ruby Livingston, for officiating, and the volleyball girls who coached each team. Wednesday was Powder Puff football, and about 40 students participated either playing or coaching, along with a handful of football players and cross-country runners who provided in-game entertainment alongside some of our cheerleaders. Thanks to cheer coach Kristen Schartz for her help, and our football coaches Zach Mandera and Colin Warmouth for officiating. Thank you to Miss Anderson, Mr. Shaw, Mr. Cornelius, Mr. V, Mrs. Damewood, and others for helping making the homecoming dance a success. It was a lot of fun. Thank you. Today, our Student Diversity Club, to celebrate the end of Hispanic Heritage Month, provided student and staff with samples of pupusas, the national dish of El Salvador, and the Mesoamerican dish tamales. Thank you to all the students who helped serve and the kitchen staff for cooking the dishes. Reports coming in all indicate that the food was delicious. Next week, October 21st through 24th, Glide FFA will be attending the National FFA Convention in Indianapolis, Indiana. During the trip, they will learn about agriculture in the Midwest and experience premier leadership growth by attending workshops and sessions during the convention. And now I have a promo from the play from Drama Club. The play is Flaming Idiots, and I'm lucky enough to have the role of Task. And it goes, two average guys, Carl and Phil, leave their jobs at the post office because they believe life will get easier for them if they open an all-natural foods restaurant. They hire a chef, a waiter, and a busboy. They meet several other memorable individuals, a mounted policeman and his horse, a restaurant reviewer / crime beat reporter, and a mysterious self-employed senior citizen. And hilarity ensues. Come see Glide High School's newest cast of characters perform this fun production that promises surprises at every one of the 5 doors on stage. If you could use some laughter in your life, make note of these dates: December 11th, 12th, and 13th. That's Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at the Glide Middle School stage. Curtain is at 7 p.m. See you there. I've got one more page for high school sports. High school cross country is preparing for districts on Halloween. High school girls soccer is in its last 2 weeks of the season and has a 1-6 record. The boys soccer team has a 3-7-1 record and will have senior night on the 24th. The high school volleyball team is 1-6 in league and 4-13 for the season and will also hold senior night on the 24th. Varsity football is 2-1 in league with a season record of 3-3. Seniors for both football and cheer will be honored at the final game of the season on November 1st at home at 7 p.m. For the middle school students are having some fun this week with Spirit Week and their first dance of the year. Spirit Days included Dress Like the Teachers / Dress Like the Students, Twinning Tuesday, Wear a Wig Wednesday, and Western Wear. The Lights Out Neon Dance was this afternoon from 4 to 6, and students had a lot of fun. This week, there have also been some fun activities and competitions for students at lunch. Middle school volleyball finished their season last week in 3rd place of a very competitive North Division of the Little Fur League with a 6-4 record. Middle school football played its final game of the season last night with a tie and a season record of 3-1-1, just short of first in league. Middle school cross country has just 2 more races before the district championships at River Forks Park on the 26th of the month. This Saturday, they are running as a team in UCC's Haunted Hawk obstacle course. That sounds like a lot of fun. Never heard of that. But that's all I have. Thank you.
Thanks, Noah. All right, we're going to take, what? Oh. You go ahead, please.
I feel very fortunate that my sister Becky, they had a senior class meeting tonight, and so she's been, anything that's left over, she's been bringing to the meeting so that none of us have to do that. So they're little pumpkin cheesecakes. If you would like to help yourself to one, please do so, or 2 or 3.
And with that, we're going to take a 5-minute break, and then we'll get on with the meeting afterwards. Okay. Everything been going okay? So it's October, so we've been in school for, what, 2 months now? Close to it? Good? Oh, this Friday, you leave for New York for a week? Wow. Sure. Well, I hope the weather cooperates. You have a good time with it. It's a small airport, actually. It's not very big. Twice a day. Yeah, twice a day usually. Haven't taken any deer yet, but it's come close. On that road, yeah, between that and Turkey.
Yes, but you know, I am going to go out on a limb here and say there are more deer killed between here and Roseburg. Oh, yeah. Numbers wise, by far.
Then Northern?
Than North Van.
Yeah.
Yes,
Probably.
but that is more
If you
likely
normalize it
traffic
to the number
numbers.
of cars that go by, then I think North.
But you know, North Bank, yeah, there's one hit every couple of days, but there's 2 or 3 every day.
Yeah.
Yes, it's like, I don't even know how there can be any deer.
Yeah.
North Bank's kind of on the highway, you just pop it, kind of space out.
I was going down that road next to the courthouse that leads down to Diamond Lake. Yeah. Twice now, I've almost hit deer halfway down that road.
My mom, a deer jumped and over her car and hit the windshield in front of Advanced Auto. She was driving up that road,
Yeah.
and a deer run right out and kind of jumped up and hit
That's crazy.
right here now. Yeah.
Yeah.
We were behind it, we long daughter, saw you running her daughter.
I've had it run into the side of mine.
Okay. Yep. Yes. I second that. Spoken like a duck. All right. Before the Civil War goes any further, we're going to go back into the meeting. Okay. We have a consent agenda. I can enunciate. Has our minutes from last time of our regular meeting, and there's fundraisers. I would entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
I have a second.
I'll second.
Okay. All in favor? Aye. Raise a hand or something. Anybody opposed? Since everybody voted aye, that would be no. Motion passes. Okay. You have that pile of yellow cards for public. I finally got my spot, and I got nothing. Okay. Where's Abby when you need her? Okay, sorry, too soon? Oh, okay. None of that, we'll move on. Action and discussion items. I will turn that over to you, Robert.
Thank you. Every year in October, school districts around the state have to attest to their board and their community that per statute, we upheld the Division 22 standards. As I did last year, I met with our leaders in our organization, and we went through the standards, and according to our interpretation of each and every standard, I am attesting to you that Glide School District meets the standards of Division 22. And this is just a discussion item only. You don't need to vote on it. After tonight, after I present that, then our obligation is to post that on our website, which we'll do that. And then people at the department in November checks everybody's website to see if they've done that or not. So we've met our obligation.
Anybody have any questions or comments?
Just a great job. It was nice that all of these were in compliance, and I was like, oh, well, that's good.
I
really
assume
good.
there's how many answers? In compliance, not in compliance, or in the works, something like that?
We're in compliance.
Yeah, I saw that. I mean, that was, I was a bad person because I really just ripped through it before I read anything. It's like, it's all in compliance, great.
Yeah.
And then I read it more, but, you know, it's like that, that attitude you got to watch.
Yeah.
You know, if you've seen that multiplication thing, you know, 1 times 9 through, or 0 times 9 through 9 times 9, and 1 is wrong. And you ask people to reflect on that, and it's like, well, you got 1 wrong. Well, golly gee, how about the 9 I got right? Thank you very much. So this is great. Thank you.
And just for the public, things like instructional hours, PE minutes, things like that that are mandated by the state, we have to attest that we're upholding those.
Okay. Wow.
Isn't that crazy? It's multiple.
Okay. Any further on that? Okay, thank you. Policy GIJ and, well, there's so much I could do with that. And KNL. Second reading and adoption. Do we have it here?
So those have been the ones that we looked at last.
Yeah.
First reading.
Okay. Okay, so we don't have to read it. Okay, we don't have to read it again. Okay, all right. All right,
Yes.
okay.
What's that? Yep. I move to approve the adopt the policies G, I, J, and K, and L.
Okay. Discussion?
I will say that there were a couple of those that, our finance manager, actually looked at, and a few adjustments, things like the way credit cards are checked out, so I think that there were two that she was looking at. When she gets back, then she'll have finished those, and those will be presented to the, first reading and a second reading.
I think that we can change these policies at any time, and
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
if we find something that we don't, but they're all in compliance right now, so that there are some things, and there is some court cases that we can change some of these policies that when they go through,
Right.
we can
Correct.
move some stuff that we really would like to, and I think that is the same way, don't we, can change the policy, and then we have a reading, and then adopt it the same.
Right.
So
Yeah.
if we keep on track with it, it won't be like months and months, well, a
Right.
year.
Yeah, so just to piggyback on what Director Quimby said. So first of all, I want to thank Director Quimby and Director Adave for their time that they spent on this. It was quite a process. I don't know, 80%, John, Jim, were, the policies were from 1991. So it's been a while since Clyde has done a review. So, and kudos to the board for recognizing that and approving us to go through a wholesale policy review. Now our policy, after you vote tonight, our policies are up to date, and quarterly, we get updates from OSBA, and then I'll review them, and those that are required, I'll bring to you. Those that are not required, I'll check with our policy committee to see if those are things we want to bring to the board, and we'll just keep those up to date at a regular pace to where hopefully Glide doesn't fall that far behind in the future.
I just want to mention that these policies are really a living document. They really shouldn't be shoved on a shelf and not reviewed regularly, and obviously we have to do it quarterly. But that was an issue that we had identified, like you said, Robert, and we want to stay up. We're all dedicated to that. Make sure that, it's legal. And if the policy's not working for the community or the school or us, then we need to look at changing it
Well,
within the law.
I will say that is part of, the policy deal is part of the problem, because I don't know if we ever showed you the book of the
Oh.
policies.
No, I've seen it.
It's huge.
Mhm.
So there's no way to keep up with it. I mean, that's the problem with that whole policy. A book that big is ridiculous, and that many policies is ridiculous. And I don't know how to get away from it, or,
I'm sure you've read the hunting regs.
yeah,
It's no
well,
different.
but that is the problem, is
Yeah.
it is just a huge monster.
And usually it doesn't come to light until there is an issue.
No, and then you can always
So,
look
yeah.
in there and find something that you don't like, or
Right.
don't want, or whatever, because there's just so much of it.
But I will say too, it's not all on us. It's from the community. Everybody.
Exactly,
Yeah.
a lot of it's legal stuff that,
Right.
nowadays.
And those quarterly reports will help keep us within legal bounds. And that's first and
But still,
foremost.
it is huge to go through and just find stuff in it that
Yeah.
really, it's not a common sense policy, absolutely not.
So let me put out a more of a general term, that if we have, we hear of or we have issues, we're open. Is that am I saying that fair to everybody? That if there's an issue with any of the policies, that we're open to reviewing them.
Yeah,
and
yes, that's part of it. Yeah,
Not
that's what should be done.
once in our
Regular.
lifetime thing or anything
Yes.
like that. So that we're very open about that. Okay?
I think, Robert did say that, and I really appreciate it, is that there are multiple eyes looking at these too, but when there's an issue, bringing that forward, I think is really important, so.
Great.
These revised policies will soon all be updated on our website as well.
Okay.
So any community member or patron can easily look these up for themselves. So
Fantastic.
it's a great way that we're doing it.
Good, yeah, yeah. So we have a motion, we have a second, we've had just, any further discussion? Those that want to approve policy GIJ and KL as written, say aye or raise your
Aye.
hand or both. Okay, it's unanimous. The policies are good to go for now. Calendar revision.
Okay. Well, with our new leadership at the high school, Carrie, I'm gonna throw it back at Carrie. Carrie questioned our conference times that we had adopted, and it wasn't you guys actually. 2 years ago, the board adopted a 2-year calendar. I think great intentions, but I'm going to recommend we just go a year at a time. As you remember, we've changed this calendar a lot this year already. So I'm coming to you with another proposal to change the calendar. The reason is in the original calendar, we have conferences the middle of May. So that basically leaves 3 weeks of school left after conferences. Carrie and a staff were really concerned with that. That really does not get enough time for teachers and parents to work to support a student who is struggling. They would like to see the conferences in February, and I'm going to propose a date to you here in just a minute. And the reason for that is because that gives time to make those critical adjustments to support kids. And then kids that are struggling down the stretch, they're going to be in contact with parents throughout the semester to get those kids to the finish line. So when we brought this to the leadership team, Tammy at her school, her teachers really like that time of the year because they do conferences a little bit different at the end of the year. It's more of a showcase of what they've accomplished throughout the year. So it makes sense for the elementary school to have that towards the end of the year. And it doesn't make sense for the high school, middle school. So we're asking for you to consider changing the high school, middle school conferences to February 6th and 7th. Oh, and I should have pointed out, I think you're all there, but that's on the last page of your packet. And so that means that February 5th would be a half day of school for the entire district. And May 14th would be a half day of school for the entire district. And the net impact of that is we would lose a half a day of instructional time throughout the entire district. I asked Janine to run a report. And by the way, if you ever ask Janine to run a report, you get this very pretty, incredibly accurate document. And we are still well ahead of our instructional hours that I just attest to you that we were going to meet. The closest grade level is the 9th through 11th grade. And if we make this change, we'll still be over our hours, our 990 hours by 26 hours. So that's almost 3 days. I know with inclement weather, things coming up, I'd like to have a little bit of room there for when those things happen, which we still have that buffer, and it meets the needs of both of our schools for the elementary and the secondary. Motion, and then they can ask questions.
Well, I would move that we, sorry.
Go ahead.
I move that we accept this calendar as presented to us. It makes a lot of sense to me, and I'm glad somebody thought of that, so good job.
A second?
Second.
I can second.
Yeah.
And can I add, maybe that is part of the motion also that we adopt a 1-year calendar, or does it
No,
matter
I
right
think they
now?
just did it.
Okay, perfect.
Typically, I'm very used to just doing it 1 year at a time, and I would like to go
Okay,
that far.
I'll second.
So can I ask, like, was it, Jennifer, was this like you would like to see this as your class? Is that like the teachers, yes. Right. Yes. Then I just kind of get a teacher's perspective a little bit.
And then can I ask in terms of that, we have 3 days of inclement weather. I don't know what, you know more about the forecasting, but I'm hearing different things from what I'm reading, like nobody really knows what this year's gonna be. In the past, didn't we do, like, we added a Friday or
Yes.
something like that? So, yeah,
So we have district policy that says that they're on the calendar.
Yeah.
We have pre-made up snow days. School board before my time came up with this idea of, let's have preset days that we would just, we would just plug in. We have a snow day, then we've got one on the calendar already. Discussed it over the years, back and forth as to whether it's worth it or not. That's probably, I don't know if we can have the conversation. We need to finish up this motion, and then that's a different conversation probably. But that would be a good conversation to have. I would argue against having most makeup school days. We don't get enough attendance to warrant turning the lights on and bringing everybody back. I understand the arguments for it, but that's a good conversation for the board to have in the future.
yeah, I'm just thinking, I mean, given the things that have been happening around, across the country, schools that aren't able to be attended because of all of the, things like hurricanes and tornadoes, which we don't have, but we could have some weather this year. It sounds like snow. I mean, I think the forecast for snow this weekend in the Cascades, so,
Yeah, we're plowing tonight.
yeah. So
Really? Wow.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Yeah.
you better get there early to see it, but yeah, we'll have plow down tonight, so, I mean,
So here.
don't get excited. If you're watching at home, kids, don't get too
I
excited.
know, snow day.
Yeah, there won't be
Papa
not a
Met's worked
snow day.
6,000 feet up that way.
Not a snow
So
day
I think
tomorrow.
if we have a day like we did last year, I could just talk to Chair Adave like I did last year. I think when we have an event like Snowmageddon or COVID or something big like that, then I do think that's a group discussion during a board meeting, so.
And historically, when we've had these dates, the superintendent has brought it forward saying, we missed this day in January. We would like to trigger that day in February, March, whatever that is. And then discussion would ensue. The board could decide at that point whether we wanted to proceed with it or not. So,
Any further discussion about the calendar change? All right, all those in favor? Unanimous? Passes.
So we'll get those
And now-
notices out to parents tomorrow, so they can start making plans.
Thank you. And next is the superintendent report.
Oh, that's me. I did not prepare anything, so this is off the cuff. Super excited about this school year. We had a lot of changes, leadership and staff. I guess this is patting myself on the back. We did a really good job of hiring. Our leadership at our secondary school has proven to do exactly what they presented themselves as. They're relationship-based. They don't overreact. They deal with things when it happens. I was ripping on Kerry earlier, but now I'm going to pat him on the back. He does a great job working with the staff if there's an issue. I think the staff quickly respected him, and I just see a really well-oiled machine happening here. And I know I invited you to go on tours, and Director Holland, we have a tour coming up. I hope that's what you see when you come here. You see happy kids, you see adults interacting respectfully and professionally with our staff. I attended the middle school dance for a little bit tonight. Every single middle school teacher was in there. The music teacher was the DJ. They were dancing, having fun with the kids. The kids were having a blast. And middle school kids, when they're in large groups like that, they're hard to have fun with, but they were all doing that. So I was super impressed. Tammy's building, I just can't say enough about that building. I am an elementary principal, and I just think we have some things going on down there that are just really special, things that you don't see in other districts. And I think some of you actually alluded to that in your comments tonight. Tammy and Brian make an incredible team, and you know, Brian was one of those adults that took the group of kids back. Tammy was going to go, but she had arranged for a professional, professional PLC leadership. Gosh dang, thank you. I just lost that. Speaker come in on that Friday that she was going to be gone. So she gave that up because she thought so importantly about having PLCs in her building. And that professional development was really well received. Ironically, the guy was from Georgia, where we sent our kids. And so he talked a lot about the Bulldogs, but we boasted the Ducks for that. Homecoming was a huge hit. I know when I was hired, homecoming was kind of a concern in the district, and this year it was phenomenal. Kids had a great time. They had a lot of fun, and our football team won, and that was pretty spectacular. It was a little shaky start, but they got it rolling and did a great job. We've kept some of our new old traditions, like painting senior squares. We talked about that. Our parking spots, we talked about that last meeting. But again, Carrie and his staff are coming up with new traditions, and our goal is for every senior that graduates, they can talk about Glide High School the way that you all talk about Glide High School. Now, they may not be doing the same things that you did because times are different, but I want them to speak as highly of the Glide School District as you all do that. And I think we're doing that, and so super proud of that. So today was Boss's Day. I had a great breakfast this morning, so I'd like to thank Jan for organizing that. Very appreciative. There's my report.
Okay. Any comments or?
Well, I'm pretty pleased with Robert's report. I have been kind of absent between the fires and then my playing. I also did some playing, so I can't say it was all work. But, I do feel like I've been, a little bit gone. I'd like to be. I even missed a football game. I hope they found somebody to do the chains for me.
They did.
That's good. It wasn't you, was it, Tim?
No.
It's first down all night long.
Oh. But no, I think now that our fire season is finally over, we'll have a little more time to relax. I'd like to get down, tour the school with you. Yep. So.
Yeah, we'll chalk it up to fire season, but talking about the way we did school. Yeah, the bonfire. When you rub two sticks together, I mean, really? So, did you see it, Dan? Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So you guys know who you hired as our safety person in the district, right? He was the one that built the fire, and he's super cautious, so you got to love that.
Can we send him on vacation or something, or to a seminar?
When we were in school, remember, the mill was running.
Right?
Yeah,
They give us 3 or 4 units
yeah.
of lumber, kiln dried, and the contest was always to see how big
Yeah.
we could build a bonfire.
So not to interrupt you, but Janet said it used to be down here in this field.
Yes, it was.
And if you stood up here in the parking lot, the flames were above your head.
Yes, it
Yeah.
was. That must have been my senior year, because
Yeah, it was down where you threw shot put. It was there, very close there. And,
Sounds like a challenge. Yeah.
and now, is it still traditional that the juniors build that for the seniors? Not anymore?
Mr. Harvey built it.
Yeah, well, our class got in a lot of trouble because we got lots of wood, It's all very, very green. I don't know, gallons and gallons of diesel. We got in trouble by the seniors. You're pathetic. So, it's all right, you're graduating, see you. All right, enough of that.
Yes.
All right, next on the, are you done, sir? Oh, no, sorry.
Yeah, I just, I just want to echo, I really appreciated homecoming, and it was a lot of fun to see the enthusiasm. Both of you, my nephew got injured, that my sister kind of thought was a non-injury that ended up being an injury, and so really appreciated everybody. I mean, it was a whole effort of everybody helping, but the enthusiasm in the stands, the parents were as excited as the kids. And it was an intense game at the end. I mean, so everybody was sticking around, and, you know, the seniors and the freshmen ended up winning, which was a lot of fun. But it just was, what I was hearing from the students also was just a lot of enthusiasm. So thank you, thank you. I have a lot of contact with a lot of different students, and they are all saying at the high school that how much that they are appreciating that, and that that culture of trust and changing that culture is huge. And I really want to celebrate that. And for Tammy, I just also want to, one of the SB awards tonight was actually somebody that works with my sister, and she's been driving her kids to Glide from Myrtle Creek. And that really, and they just bought a house here up in Glide because they feel committed to the community and to the school. And that's an appreciation for Tammy and the staff at the elementary school. That's why they've stayed in this district, because they felt supported, they felt like their kids are thriving, and they're really excited and engaged in coaching and all of the things. And that's really the culture that we're talking about. I also wanted to say that I really appreciated, also in terms of thinking about how we, with the elementary school, I missed the burning of the field, but I got there at the end.
So close.
It was so close, because I had a meeting, and I thought it would be 4:15. But I think that celebration and the inclusion of Cow Creek was really something that I want to honor, that you all put the effort in making that happen, because I think it's really a critical connection with the community as well as this land, and, you know, what we have as with the indigenous families. I just think that was a huge recognition. So I just want to call that out and say thank you. Oh, and I have one other thing, and that is actually for cheer, because I don't know who the Wildcat is, but I do want to give a big shout out that whoever that is, they are doing an excellent job of going around and high-fiving. My grandson loves the Wildcat, and he had to go high-five whoever that was multiple times. So great. Yeah, it's great job. Great job.
And the Wildcats escort,
Yes.
I noticed, was injured. I assume that was a cheerleader.
Yeah.
Normally, but had
Yeah.
hurt her leg. And,
Yeah.
but
So-
did talking about stepping in, and she just played that up amazingly. Yeah.
Real appreciation for that. And I think, again, that goes to culture, and it goes to how excited that everybody was, and that builds that, you know. So my grandson, who hopefully will come to Glide, is also like, oh, I know that Wildcat, I'm going to these games, I'm seeing all of that, and that, I think that just builds on itself. So huge shout out and gratitude.
Dan? Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't know that that's a normal thing, but who said today's normal, for your comments on your report. But thank you for the report. Financial report. Carolyn's not here. My review of it is, there's a lot of stuff that's under budget. That's awesome. Versus the alternative. So we're looking good. I think that's fair to say. Okay. We kind of already did it, but I'll ask around. John, do you have anything good for the order? Dan? Janet? Jan? No? John? Robert? Okay. Thank you all for sticking around, and thank you, anybody else, especially you three. So not just for sticking around, but for the work you're doing. Fantastic job. With that, I will bid this adjourn.